My next guest is the president of the United Food and Commercial Workers, the largest union for frontline retail and grocery employees. Mark Perrone, thank you for being with us. I know you're not happy about this new CDC guidance. What are you hearing from your members, the checkers and the baggers and other grocery workers on the front lines?
Well, Dr. Matthews sort of spelled it out really clearly just a second ago, is that how do they determine who's been vaccinated and who hasn't been? In the beginning of this pandemic, my members were required to be the mask police, and they were actually, verbally abused, and in some cases physically abused by some of the customers that resented the discussion or the implementation of the masking policy. So now we have a situation where you really don't know whether or not somebody has been vaccinated or not, and you're going to change them from the mask police to the vaccination police. And I think it's very difficult. Look, I think that the CDC needs to do the following. They need to ultimately clarify their discussions that need to take place inside businesses. I don't think it was nearly clear enough. I think it is still concerns about whether or not there's going to be transmission of the virus inside closed indoor spaces where you have large numbers of people. That is, and in fact, what a grocery store looks like on any Saturday or Sunday or Friday afternoon. There are a lot of people that go in and out of those stores all day long. And if in fact we're going to protect society, we need to wear those masks, at least until we get to a herd immunity status that Dr. Matthew had talked about. And that is a journey, as he indicated. Quite frankly, there's been recently some studies of epidemiologists in this country that believe that as high as 88% of 723 epidemiologists across the country believed, quite honestly, that unless we got to an 80% level, we shouldn't go maskless indoors unless we're absolutely sure that the people that we were around were vaccinated.
I can understand your concern. I am curious, though, because we have seen some grocery chains like Kroger announce that they will still require masks for customers and employees. Do you expect that to be industry-wide?
I hope that it is. Quite frankly, I am happy that Kroger did do that. However, they still have an issue that they do tell their workers not to confront people if they're not wearing masks. So in one respect, it's a good policy that they're going to continue it, and I'm thankful that they're trying to lead the industry. But it still leaves us with a gap or a donut hole, so to speak, when you have people that walk in that don't have masks on, and now the CDC's giving an additional reason to say, well, but I've also been vaccinated, when we really can't check that. So I think it is a challenge for us.
Absolutely.
And over the last 2 weeks, I'll give you an example. Since March the 1st, we've had a 35% increase in worker deaths in grocery stores and a 30% increase in the number of people who have been infected from the counts that we've been taking.
So the worker deaths that you just spoke of, were those directly COVID related?
Well, yes, they were COVID related. Now we can't tell, and I want to be clear. I can't tell where they came from. I don't know whether or not they were infected outside the stores or not. We do know that essential workers, based on studies that have been taken and gone on before, we do know, quite honestly, that essential workers have a 55% increase in likelihood that they'll catch COVID at work because of their jobs.
What percentage of workers in your union are vaccinated?
We are approaching about a 40% level right now, and we continue to do education programs with our membership to encourage them. Now, in packing and food processing, we're almost at a 90% level in those groups. But in the retail food industry, it's still been a little bit difficult to get everybody vaccinated because of the sheer numbers.
Well, it absolutely is, I guess, the ticket to protection that we all know is proven now by the science. And I have to say thank you to all of those workers that you represent in your union and beyond. My brother is one of them who works at a grocery store full time and is fully vaccinated now, thank God. But I've been worried about him the past year, and I'm just so grateful for all those people who are doing the hard work on all of our behalf and putting themselves on the line. Mark Perrone, thank you for being with us and having this discussion.
Thank you, Anna.